Okay, I would like to go over a series of steps to prepare your model to be printed. So there's things that we need to do when preparing a model to be printed. One of the first things that we want to do is to make sure that there are no holes on in your model. So I'm going to click to get a polygon primitive. And I'm going to show you an example of a hole and then what's not a hole. And actually, instead of a cube, I'm going to go ahead and pick a cylinder. Okay. Now, when I click on a cylinder or any other polygon primitive, and I go into face and I click on a face and I delete it, um, I now have a hole, right? Now, I want you to understand something. When I say a hole, it means that I can see the front of it, of the surface, and I can see the back of the surface. So this is an example of a hole that would need to be dealt with before we send this to the printer. Okay, so now I'm going to show you something that looks like a hole, but it's not actually whole. I'm actually going to go to create in our menu, and I'm going to go to polygon primitives, and I'm going to go to pipe. Okay, because it looks like this is a hole. And if you looked at this and said, well, there's a hole in there, I can understand why you're saying that. But what I want you to notice the difference between the actual hole with the cylinder and what appears to be a hole with the pipe is this. Remember, with the hole, and I'll click on a face so I can kind of show you. With the hole that's in the cylinder, I can see the outer surface. And when I rotate, I can see the inner surface, right? Of that same face or surface. If I come to my pipe, what I see is I have an outer surface that I really can't see because there's this wonderful mesh that is filling the hole, right? When I look into the pipe, I see this surface, but it's not the same surface as the outer surface. So there's no surface or face that I can see on the pipe that's the outer and inner, opposed to the hole I made in the cylinder, where if I click on, and as I said, I'll click on the face. If I click on the face, I can see it in the outer and in the inner, right? So this is an example of a hole. This is not an example of a hole. This hole has been rectified, and there has been a mesh created to bring everything together so there's no hole. Okay, so I want you to see the difference. All right. And so I'm gonna do a series of videos. This is just the first part of prepping to make sure. You want to make sure that you have no holes in your model. Okay. Something else you want to make sure is that you make sure that your model is clear and clean, that you don't have anything else on your stage or on your outline that you don't need. And that's the next video I'll do, okay, along with how to do a Boolean union, okay?